Today I'm going to be going over a real coding challenge. This is from Google. If that kind of thing interests you, then this is definitely the video for you. And here is the question. It's pretty straightforward. It's use Monte Carlo to estimate pi up to 3 decimals. We have some equations here where we are told that the area of a circle is pi times r squared. That's a useful equation. And also this understanding of the Pythagorean theorem. Anyway, let's tackle this one and figure out how to do this. I'm going to call my function Monte Carlo. And just want to set it up here. It's a console.log. And what I want this to do is to return a number that's close to pi. By the way, pi, the target we're looking for is 3.14142-ish. So let's save this. I'm just going to run it in the terminal real quick. I get undefined as expected. Okay, so how does this thing work? So we're going to be using this understanding in using Monte Carlo to figure out pi. So the idea here is, let's say we have a 1x1 square. We could fit a quarter of a circle in that square, and that's what we're seeing here. And that's kind of this relationship that we can build up, the relationship of the square to the circle. Now, if we pick an x and a y, that's like the dimensions here, an x and a y, and we randomly place it somewhere in this square, there's a chance that it could be either in the circle or not in the circle. Once we can randomly plot something a number of times, hundreds of thousands of times, we'll get a kind of even distribution within this square and have a ratio of the number that got in the circle and the ones that are not in the circle. You can use that relationship to backtrack and back calculate what pi is. And that is the strategy. So let's do it. I think first I'm going to need a few helper methods. So first I want to... Okay, so the idea is we're going to pick x, y like 1,000 times randomly. That's part of it, randomly. Determine if spot in circle or in circle or not. And this is a 1x1 unit square. And then find ratio and multiply by 5. We have to, multiply by 4 because we're doing this in a quarter circle technically. Let's do this idea of like randomly picking x and y. I need to kind of make a helper function here. So helper function is going to be a random integer, really, integer between 0 and 1. Well, that's just math out random, so I don't need to do that here. But getting a spot I could. So function rand spot. Okay, and I'm going to return. Let's see, return x math.random and y, which is math.random. Then we need to determine if in spot. So function is in circle. Circle spelled properly. Spot. Here's where we do some of our math now. So we need to return. I could do a little destructuring here actually. X and y. Return math. Okay, so it needs to be so first is math.power. So we're taking x to the second and we're adding that to math.power of y to the second power. And then that whole thing we take math.square root. And that will give us our r. So I should say like get radius. Once I get my radius, then I can determine, is it in the circle? Is it less than 1? Right, the radius would be 1, right? Okay. Yeah, okay, so I think I can do that in here. Okay, so let's do Monte Carlo. I want to actually provide a number like 1,000 here, okay? And so that is my n. And I just need to do a for loop. So, I need to set up like a in circle count. 0, right? Okay. Then I will do my for loop for let, doesn't really matter what that is. I could actually, I'll do a while loop. A little easier to deal with. While n is greater than 0, I'll just use n and subtract off of it. N minus minus. Okay, here we go. We can get a random spot. Const spot equals random spot. And then const radius equals get radius using the spot. And then if radius is less than or equal to 1, well, I could just like add that period. In circle count plus equals that, and then subtract that, and then here. Okay, so what's going on here? So I get my random spot, which is xy. Is this the object? I feed that spot into this function getRadius, which destructures the x and y conveniently. This gives me my actual radius. So what that looks like on the picture here is basically, if you're in this position, what's your radius? Probably something less than, it's going to be less than 1, right? But if you're like over here, if you look at the math, like this point in the square is actually going to be greater than 1. This radius here is exactly length 1, right? So if your radius is 1 or less, then you're within the circle. So that's what this is doing. So here I'm adding to the circle count, which is just like a number of hits that were in the circle. This thing is a Boolean, but it's going to be basically convert it to an integer when I do the addition here. So this is going to be true plus 1 or false plus 0, so it doesn't change anything. And then I decrement my n, and eventually I will hit n equals 0. And then, actually I need to like keep track of my original number because I'm using it. Original n equals n. You need to find the ratio. So let me just return what original number, the in circle count is. Let's see what that looks like here. Let's see if it's just working at all. Okay, 792. So 792 out of how many divided by original? Okay, because we're reducing n is equal to 0.79, more or less 0.797. Okay. But because we're doing a quarter circle, we need to multiply this by 4 to represent the full area. Yeah, because I'm only taking this. So what this is the area. So this is the area of 1/4 of a circle. Literally. So I'm going to just literally take this thing and just multiply by 4. There it is. 4 times that, right? And that should give me about 3.14. So I definitely need to like up this number. So here, I'll just put it in here. I'll put like 10,000 and see what that runs like. That's a little bit. Usually, the more trials you have, the better, the more accurate it will be. The question does say I need to put into 3 decimals, right? So let me do that real quick. I think I can do. I'm just going to surround this whole thing with parentheses and set 2 fixed. Yeah, 2 fixed, and 3 is the number. So let's return that. Let's see what we get here. Okay, 3.1, and we're looking for this. I'm gonna keep trying. Like I think that if I put more data. I mean, it's clearly like getting close. It's not the best right now, but you could effectively just like keep going at it and trying, and it will be pretty consistent. So this is my solution for this problem. I'm gonna like compact this a little bit. All right, so here is my solution to that question. This is something I have touched on before. I've seen it like done. I haven't done it myself, but I've seen someone else do it, and I thought, oh, that's a pretty cool, neat trick using Monte Carlo. So if you found this useful, definitely leave a like. Let me know that what I'm doing is worth doing. And if you enjoy my content, definitely hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.